Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show Saturday Live. I am the big guy, Ryback. Thank you for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, streaming on Instagram and TikTok, the big guy, Ryback22. Greatly appreciated. You guys popping it on there with the badges on Instagram, and we've got the coin, the diamonds on TikTok. And as always here, on Ryback TV on YouTube, super chats are guaranteed to be brought on the screen and be answered personally. Other than that, I will get to the questions as I see them, as they pop up. Guys, health, fitness, supplementation, mindset, the hungry mindset, positive mindset, life, whatever comes up, pro wrestling. We're here to talk, have discussions, see what comes up. Every show could be quite different, depending on what the questions are. We're on Twitch at Ryback Rules and also on Twitter at Ryback. Greatly appreciated, guys. And as always, this podcast is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition. Premium supplements sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. No artificial sweeteners or colors, harmful artificial sweeteners or colors. Vegan friendly. Available on feedmemore.com. All of December, guys, I'm giving you free shipping, free domestic shipping on Feed Me More Nutrition on feedmemore.com. And you get a free gift. We're giving you guys the free drawstring gym bag as well. The Feed Me More Nutrition drawstring gym bag there as well with your orders just selected as your free gift. We've got a lot of accessories. We've got the Feed Me More Nutrition beanies in stock as well. We've got a lot of cool things on there for you guys. Sign up for my email and text messages each week. You get exclusive member-only discounts not made available to the public. A great way for our returning customers, an 80% returning customer rate. Great way for you to save money signing up for those. No spam, just huge discounts and a message of positivity, thought of the week on the email, message of positivity on the text message. One message each a week on that, guys. And that's it. And then you get 25% each for signing up for those. So just go to feedmemore.com. You go to the menu bar and scroll. You'll see the thing to sign up for the newsletter, the email, and the text message. You can sign up for each one. You get 25% off, and you get the free shipping and the free gift. Massive savings right now on all of that for Feed Me More Nutrition. So check that out. Good to see everyone here today on that. Hello. Seeing, yeah, I don't know, Jose. I don't believe commentators make $500,000 a year. I would be. I think some can, depending on who they are and their tenure. For the most part, I think it's very safe to say, on what I know about wrestling contracts, that is nowhere near what commentators get paid. On an average, that like I said, on an average, certain people, and I think too, like wrestlers doing commentary, I would imagine, without saying too much, they do better. But yeah, and again, I've never been under a commentating contract. I just know typically that they're not paid as well as the wrestlers. In wrestling contracts, very few people are lucky enough to get anywhere close to that. Appreciate everybody on Instagram, TikTok. The nose is healing very well. As you know, I put the skin tag remover cream on my nose, and it burned it pretty good. And that was a week ago now. And the scab fell off yesterday. It has a little more healing to go. So there's a slight mark still, depending on the lighting and whatnot. It has to kind of fill in a little more, where there was kind of a little bit of a indentation there from the cream burning it. But the mark is gone that was there. So that's good. I'd imagine in the next 3 days to a week, this thing is good as new, brand new nose. And, but it feels good. It doesn't hurt or anything. So, and I'm a lot less self-conscious of it now. Whereas before, when you have a huge burn on your face, you just people are like, Jesus. Matt, this is a good one. I'm going to pull this up on, let me see. Matt Smith says, my blood work came back and my testosterone is 140 points higher after using the big guy testosterone booster. Thanks, Ryback. Matt, that is great. Man, if you can send that, if you have the before and after, I always appreciate people sending in the results to Feed Me More Nutrition on Instagram or to the email of the contact on the website. The That's great, man. And I've seen numbers even higher than that, but the 140 points, I don't think people understand how significant that is to raise your testosterone 140 points. That's huge. And I don't know anything about you. I don't know your age, your history. Matt, I would be curious, what was your testosterone prior and after the total number? If you could please share that. And I've said I know this stuff because I've personally done the blood work so many times, especially creating all this stuff early on. And like, so I already know. And then when I've got emails of customers that do this, and then I've never heard anyone say it doesn't work. But when we get the blood work done, I've not had someone that's gone and get blood work where it comes back no different. So that's how I know is like I tell people that because I'm very confident that once you see the actually see, you don't just feel the difference, you see it, then you're a believer, right? Because I'm not BSing you. And it takes away anyone that goes, oh, he's a snake oil salesman. Because you've actually done what I've asked you to do, which is holding me accountable, right? Holding my brand accountable. So, and that's why, and again, everything's third party tested. I go all the way with this now and continue to improve to give you guys the very best in this. Thank you, Matt, for actually going and getting blood work. If swing by the feedmemore.com website, click on the big guy testosterone booster for the question on what's in it. You can literally read about every ingredient. We have great product detail pages on there. Patrick, thank you for the super chat. $10 starting off hot with that Starbucks money. The big guy, the Starbucks and shoulder massage money. How are you, big guy? I'm doing amazing. I'm doing a fast, a 24-hour fast until tonight. And so I'm deep into it. I'm 2/3 of the way into it now. I got a little under 8 hours left to go. And right around that. And I'm looking forward to watching the UFC fights tonight. They have a hell of a card, so I'll put those on at 5 down here, and then I'll go up to my office upstairs where I got my PlayStation. And I literally just have the PlayStation so that I put the UFC. I have the UFC Fight Pass on that, and or whatever the UFC deal, and I'll pay for the fight and watch those tonight. And I'm looking forward to the Oliveira Poirier fight and Dustin fight. And there's a few of them. Cody's fighting. Nunes is fighting. I think there's 4 fights I'm legitimately looking forward to. So great day, my man. Great day. No gym today. Shoulder. I've made a huge progress. I put a tweet out yesterday and posted on my Instagram as well that I had a hard ball of tissue. It's like a golf ball, even bigger, that's attached in my to the scapula that is connected to my trap. And when I say it's like a rock, I'm not even. It is like a rock, and like my left side doesn't have that. That's how we know that that's not supposed to be there. I now, through all the therapy that I'm doing with the ultrasound, the shock wave, I've got this electric current crystal shocker thing that has been a game changer in breaking this tissue down even more, and then doing the hot tub most days of the week and rolling on that softball just over and over and over. I found another way to break the tissue up. Now I'm able to cross my arm across my body while I'm on the softball and do circular motions, which is breaking up that tissue. That ball is breaking down now. And yesterday, it's actually released in a portion of the scapula that it was on. I was able to do for the first time since my shoulder, all of this has gone on, the cross-body hammer curls, where not straight up and down, but where you go across your body. It hits that brachial head a little better on that. I was able to do those with 60-pound dumbbells, easy with no grinding, where normally even 30, 35 pounds, I would get grinding because the scapula was stuck. I go, we're almost there. And that the grinding's still not gone on certain things, on certain push movements. But that will be gone once that breaks up fully. and it's happened in stages. So yesterday was a massive day for me, a breakthrough day in the shoulder, and I can wake up and I don't wake up hurting anymore. Whereas even like because doing all the work on it, I'd wake up very sore, achy sometimes. That has gone away. So I'm like it in the stability part of it from that scapula being able to move more and more, it just calms everything down. So I'm really excited. There's a lot going on and some stuff I can't talk about. I'm super pumped with what's going on and the timing of all of this. And I just keep getting happier and happier because I feel better and better. And life is great, man. And I'm blessed and a lot of people to be able to share with you guys my hungry mindset. And as frustrating as it has been, it's the greatest thing. These injuries are the greatest thing that has ever happened to me because it has given me the opportunity to actually back up what I say and what I believe in my brand that I believe will stay with me for the rest of my life. And in overcoming needing a 5 disc fusion and shoulder replacement and all the lies and everything with WWE, which by the way, clean sweep. We're gonna have a clean sweep of everything. Like it's huge. And I've never given up on myself. And I've had people and I posted, I get people that message me that go, "You've been talking about your shoulder since you left. Just stop. You're never coming back. You're never gonna do this. You're never gonna." And I laugh. I go, I've already done it. I'm already so much better than I was. I've and my back is 100%, my shoulders damn near there. And I look at these people and I go, they don't understand the transparency. A lot of people, if they have something going on, they don't talk about it publicly because they're afraid of the fear and repercussions. I'm not because I know who and what I am. And it's allowed me to show you guys in real time what a hardworking person who's had success in his life, who's going to go on to have even more success with all of us, be blessed to go back and do this again, showing you that when we set our mind to something and don't give up and we don't allow the hate and negativity to take over, you can never say anything is possible, right? But it gives us more often than not, it gives us a chance to succeed in our goals. And I've been very transparent in what my goals are as far as that and wanting to go back to wrestling and getting my health and making health the number one priority. So I look at this and when I see that too, when I see the people that like, because it's pretty hateful comments with the people they're like, just stop, just quit, just give up, you're never going to do it. I look at those people and I go, you know what? They've either given up on themselves or they really loved me and they're just disappointed I'm not back yet and they're so angry that it angers them when I talk about it. But it's like it doesn't anger me because I know there's so many people and so many positive, loving comments of people like, "Don't stop! I get so much motivation from you." That to me that's the portion we're working on. The people that join in that watch the shows. It's not, okay, cool. Just going to keep doing it. It's not going to stop me from doing exactly. And literally when I see that, I just go, what's the game plan? I got to. Oh, let's go back to work. That doesn't matter. And so that is why I've been blessed though to be able to talk about all this with you guys. And I will. And I'm very honest. Where a lot of people would be afraid, like for wrestling promotions, to know they were hurt. No, because I know what I offer, and I know I wrestled hurt my entire career, and I'm not hurt anymore. So there's no risk of re-injury or on anything. Like it's not. It's a beautiful thing. It's like getting a brand new body at 40 years old and knowing everything I know and not aging at all. I literally am better than I ever was physically. So it's going to be a cool thing. Super chat here, pulling it up. Thank you, Patrick Starr, for the $5 super sticker. That's a Starbucks large coffee and maybe a little treat. Thank you very much. Patrick Starr with another super chat. Loving your YouTube videos. They really inspire me. Thank you. I get inspired by you guys too when people suggest things to me or share things as well. This goes both ways. And I'm very thankful for you guys because we've talked about it with the social media suppression and the things and the people that still find me with everything going on. I'm very blessed to have you guys on my side. And I believe the future is going to be very bright for all of us. And again, I like sharing stuff that I learn and I read. I listen to a lot of books and process a lot of information with my experience and things. And I don't know everything, far from it. But I think we can always learn It's better to be on the positive end of things than just focusing on all the hateful, negative things all the time, because there's always going to be that's always going to be out there, right? Yeah, man, I love Amanda Nunes, and I think that she's just so dominant. That's I've not once seen her even in a vulnerable position. So she is. It'll be interesting to see who's gonna be the first one if she ever does. She could be another Khabib that just that goes out without being beat and retires eventually. Yeah, I mean she's been on top now for a good period, a very good period, probably the longest I would imagine ever. Right up there as far as all the champions, men or women. She is incredible, just absolutely incredible. Yeah, Dustin too. I'm pulling for him tonight. I think I really want to see because I want I like and I know there's people are mixed on and on Connor though. I appreciate him for everything he's done with his success and his business mindset. He's a guy that comes from that book, The Secret, like I did. I think we're very similar in our mindsets and approach to things. Granted, I think he'll on the verbiage stuff sometimes that's a different story, right? But I'm a fan of that still on knowing he knows how to sell fights and there's always lines that some people will cross and other people don't want to cross and that. But I'm very appreciative of his success that he's had in his business mindset as well with that. And it's something, and he's had massive success in doing. Obviously, I did mine when I left, whereas he's there doing it, and it's in the proper 12 whiskey. He's doing very well with all of that. So that's good inspiration for me. But it's not easy to balance all of that. But when people say he's not as hungry and this and that, I go, I don't think you understand. And I made a comment. There was something I saw people saying, "Oh, he's done," and this and that. He is fighting the best of the best, right? And then in it's I don't think people understand in going into the last fight and the leg was already fractured from by all accounts and just going in there like a warrior and fighting and whatnot. It's you don't understand the what that takes. And it's just and I know for I'm talking I know what that under I understand it because I broke my ankle and kept wrestling in three places. So I saw what he did and I did that with my foot. And at the end, and I did an entire comeback on my foot like that. My foot broke in three places and was dangling, and I did an entire comeback. And I wish to God we had the tape. WWE burned it because they should have stopped the match there, and they didn't. And it is what it is. But like I just the guy is as tough as they come, and I just respect it. So I would love to see that rematch again when he's back and healthy. If he has a tune-up fight or anything, I don't know because he'll been out. But it's I just and I think Dustin that'd be a big win for him tonight. So we'll see. The Oliveira guy is a machine out there. And he could have retired after Connor could have retired after that Mayweather fight, and he didn't. And I know the people he's training now. Granted, things are always different when you have a massive amount of money, and but we see Floyd Mayweather had a lot of money, and he still was able to go and perform, and you know what I mean. And like, I think there's and even if you're just say because it's the power of being hungry, it's always different when you have nothing and then you're set, right? You kind of but there's certain people that are able to still rise above it and still have success. And if you're talented enough and with the right mindset, you can still do anything, right? It just might not be as easy as it was. It's so, but I'm never like a hater on that because there's so many people that once you start having success, they just want to see the fall. And there's so many people because, and I understand he runs his mouth, but you got to understand too, a lot of the stuff, and I've talked about this as a mindset thing. When a lot of like celebrities and people post like things that kind of are a little bit boastful, most of the time that's to rub it in the haters' faces because most of the time they're getting messages nonstop of trash, and that's kind of a way just to kind of rub it in without rubbing it in and just like here's my $100 million speed racer yacht, whatever the hell, you know what I mean? So I think it's all cool. I don't get upset over any of that. Too many people are they root and then they turn on you really quickly when you start having too much success and what you just got to like whatever. Joseph, yeah, I don't know what's going. So what was Jericho's health issue? Can anybody confirm what the health issue was? I saw on Twitter there was something, and then he said he went to the hospital. Does anybody know what that was about? Thank you, Vegan Carrie. That's the goal to go back to wrestling. I appreciate the kind words. Appreciate everybody in IG and TikTok joining me as well. The TikTok account is still very weird. It's doing better than it did. I don't know though. I will say TikTok though has cracked down even more. Uh, and I'm wondering if it wasn't something I posted that had to do with um, everything going on in the world. Because I noticed that whoever the redhead is, it Jen, the redhead that does the speaking for Biden, when the lady that never answers any questions. There was something where I just said, like, this woman just seems to represent evil. And in that comment was removed. And I go, whoa, they're like, and it wasn't like it was just, there were a lot. I saw the comments on the particular thing that I chose to comment on because I don't comment a lot. And on that, I decided it because it was something, again, just, it's infuriating when they just avoid questions on this stuff. And I go, wow, TikTok is, and they've got caught actually too. There was another thing with feeding out negative stuff to people's feeds to try to get you depressed. And I posted out on my IG stories, which IG's been guilty of that for years. And that, so I go, man, I hope to God they get this stuff straightened out. I know Trump and I think DeSantis, these guys, I know they've got the class action lawsuit against the social companies, Facebook, IG, and Google. I believe that these companies and Twitter as well, they're going to clean up whatever they did. I think they're going to have to stop doing what they've been doing and suppressing people at some point, because if they get caught doing it, I think it's going to have really serious repercussions. Because in that, now, and you look at me, what's going on with WWE, but look at it a bigger scale. Even if you are the president of the United States and your reach is being limited, you're being suppressed, or you've just been canceled altogether, right? There's very serious repercussions with what these companies are doing, and I think they're going to have to. You would think, they're going to be like, we need to make sure there's no trail of the stuff we've been doing and not do it, which IG is going back to the chronological order of the post, which should help me tremendously. And that's, I believe, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on if they stop doing this garbage. I'll know right away, especially Twitter. I'll know right away if I start being seen on Twitter again normal, which is the most infuriating thing on having everything cut off there. But it is what it is. What beard oil do you? I've never used beard oil once in my life. I take moringa capsules. Moringa is absolutely amazing for the beard. And but I also am genetically, my dad said he didn't start getting grays until his 50s. So whereas a lot of guys will start getting, some guys getting in their 20s. So I'm that's why I think I can maintain my youthful look for many, many years. And to be quite honest, I think I've looked the same for like 12 years now. Once I the but I always thought I looked a certain way, like, but now that I'm vegan and everything, I think I should be able to maintain a healthy look. And radishes are great. And I use radish oil. I use a little radish oil on the face. I started doing that recently. Scotty asked, "How do you cope with 24-hour fast?" I've been doing it now for so long. It's a walk in the park. I've actually, and I make it harder. I'll go like do the sauna or like sometimes some light cardio. But like the sauna, I think I lost like 6 pounds yesterday doing the sauna for 40 minutes. And I was pretty exhausted when I was done. Like I had to hydrate pretty well after that thing. And but yeah, I'm honestly, it's fairly easy, longer, faster, more difficult. And again, they're difficult at certain stages, and you just got to have things to do. Do I do any trap? I do traps twice a week. I'm a big believer in doing traps twice a week. Traps are a genetic muscle as well, much like calves. I've got huge calves and huge legs, and I don't even have to train them. My calves will stay big. Traps, I just genetically respond well. I've always had big traps ever since I started training them. I believe doing them twice a week, though. Various exercises, and squeezing, sometimes static holds, and uh, stretch at the bottom on different times with heavier weight triggers great growth in the traps. Big guy, do I recommend any business books? Gary V, his Crushing It books, any of the Gary Vaynerchuk great business books, Grant Cardone on selling and mindset, the 10x rule, be obsessed or be average is another favorite of mine. And there's outside of that, uh, Damon John has a couple good books, which are, I'm not trying to think. Damon John has a good business course, which I can't off the top of my head. I forget the name. He sent it to me. It helped me a lot. It was a great course. I would look at Damon John's website. He'll have one of his business courses on there. It would be very good to take on business. It will teach you, that will give you everything, and then through reading the other books, will give you a very good understanding of what it takes to go into business for yourself. It's a lot, man. And then a lot of it too is learning as you go, like looking over, I got my bookkeepers and I go over my profit and loss, my reports, and looking at the numbers. And it gets easier every month. The more you do it, the more you look at it. At first, it was very overwhelming. I'm like, oh my God, there's all these numbers. What does all this mean? And then it's like you get, okay, this is important. This is what's important now. Okay, we like to see it when stuff is green. When stuff is green, the numbers are a lot easier to read as well. When you start seeing some red in there, the blurred vision happens sometimes, at least with me on that. So when things are green, things are good. And that's a good rule of thumb in business. Appreciate everybody joining me for an afternoon Saturday Ryback show live. We are available on all podcast platforms as well, guys. iTunes reviews. If you could ever take it, if you subscribe on there and you listen to, when you're driving, or if you don't want to watch on, you don't catch the live, you don't want to see my face, you just want to hear my voice. The podcasts are great to listen to on that, and the iTunes reviews really are appreciated on there. Am I a fan of Jim Cornette? So I never ever had any issues with Jim. I'd met him once and he was very nice. I knew him briefly from being a quick stint in OVW, but I was just training. I wasn't on the show. That was before I left to Deep South Wrestling. The only thing I knew is Santino Marella is a fantastic human being. Santino is loved by everybody. And I remember, I think I was there, or I don't remember if I'd left, but when that stuff happened with him and Jim, that left and then Jim got fired shortly thereafter. That told me a lot, because Santino is just such a good human being. And he's a tough guy, which if he was in any other position other than just starting out and his daughter was there to be a pro wrestler and needed that job, because he left everything and to do that, and reserved himself, like Jim would have been in a very, 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 very bad way. Um, I just believe, I think Jim takes lies and then does stuff, and then in response, and he has the other person that will feed lies, and then he reacts in a certain way that gets listened for his following. He also understands, he's not a stupid guy. He understands that being hateful and negative attract a certain portion of people that will pay his bills, right? I just think you got a responsibility. And when you're in the pro wrestling business, I'm cool. Like I said, I always try to be overwhelmingly positive. but I will give my honest take on certain things at times, and had one, especially doing the wrestling show. But I always try to do it where you'll never hear me just like burying talent. Like you ever notice like I won't like this guy sucks or this and that, he's horrible. But like he just goes the other way with it. But he's been so hateful on such a personal level, and I never did anything to him. And it all started, I think, when I left WWE, and then like just went on a tangent of like contract stuff and lies, and just trying to create hate towards me. Like, if you think I'm going to sit back and like, no, with that, but he's not to say I always thought he had, and he has good takes on wrestling stuff and what certain times on it, and but there's other things, just a hateful human being. And the thing is he would not be like that in person, right? So that's hold on, we're gonna have to shell shock Miguel. Miguel on Cuba. I'm shell shocking you back to Cuba. Cuba, mi amigo. You have been shell shocked out of Rybackville. Um, but it's just like he just hateful. And then like the steroid stuff, it's again, I'm the most outspoken person on hating steroids. And I've been so honest about that. I did them mildly from 20 to 24. I've been on TRT, HRT since 28 in the healthy normal range. I don't abuse this stuff. And I'm not like I'm so against it. But because Punk went out and was jealous and insecure of everything and my genetics and my hard work, and literally, and then he just runs with it. And I'm like, God, man, there's so much jealousy and hate. Like, I hate steroids. I wish every wrestling company, I think AEW needs a testing policy. It's one thing I think that's like, and WWE needs to make theirs better, because I can look and tell there's people that are finding ways around stuff. And you can tell that when their body changes drastically from what it used to look like with that. But for whatever reason, people want to like just, I am the most consistent look. And you don't like, I was like, Jesus, if you just listen to how I talk and the things I talk about and the supplements, it's an entirely different mindset than somebody that uses steroids. But it is what it is on that. And I just say like we got to be careful what we listen to, though, to get back to your question that you listen to them sometimes. I'm not going to tell you what to listen to, what not to listen to. But as somebody, and we got to be very careful of the information we allow and the energy we allow into our lives. And sometimes listening to that kind of stuff that could be hateful and negative and whatnot. And I'm sure he could be funny. I've no doubt, right? But you got to be careful that because there's a lot of people that listen to that stuff where like they'll do something and then they say something negative and hateful, right? Usually just straight up lie, and then that crowd will go and attack, right? Come and attack. I'm like, that's a very dangerous thing. I always tell my people, never go do that to someone. Don't be that. That's not what I like. And if I ever see it, I'll block you from following me. I don't encourage that kind of behavior at all, whereas they tend to encourage that kind of behavior more. And I think it's just a toxic negative mindset it's try not to get too caught up in at the end of the day, right? But it's like if somebody does say something, it's I'm never going to be one to just sit back and be it's like, no, you're full of it, and this is why you're full of it, and okay, and I move on. Yeah, it's always good. And I always tell people you gotta, no matter what, and anything we do with social media, it's very easy or go online and to come across a piece of information, right? And a lot of us are angry and upset at times, and you see some information and you get angry. A lot of people, the first thing they do is they don't even finish reading, first of all, most of the time, or they don't look at the context of something. They just go and they act and they react with anger and hate. And you'll see it. We wrestlers deal with this. Wrestlers, MMA people, like all athletes deal with it. But wrestlers really, you got to have thick skin in the sense of you're going to hear a lot of stuff from people, and you just got to block it and move on and handle it however you handle it. But at the end of the day, it's 99.999, if not 100% of the time, from people not doing anything in their lives. And if they were to say that comment or anything in person, it would hold very little power because you would actually be able to see and you were like, oh, okay, right. It when it just it would the comment with social media, a lot they can hide behind that and not having an image or where they can say things and get away with it. and they wouldn't do that in person, right? And so that's where the part of the agitation can kick in with that. But I'd say just you don't give them an opportunity to do it ever again, and you block them and you move on. You wish them well. The block button doesn't have to be the hate button. It's just no, thank you. You're not for me. Time to move on. Yeah, Kyle, the big guy testosterone booster shock's very good with the Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner. 100%. That is a great stack. Yeah, no, you can't. You block it and move on. You can't please everyone, and that's an important. That's why I always will tell you guys just be ourselves, because when that's why I'm so confident and I'm just myself. The people that like you for you, and then the people that want to hate you, at least they hate you for you being you, right? Or they hate you for something they read, and they want to hate you anyways, and whatnot. So it's like cool. You don't alter your behavior for that portion of people. That's why you don't hear me if something I say. If I said it, I said it. I said it, I said it. You won't hear me apologize for it. If I said it, I said it. Yeah, the karma, Henry, on that was full blown karma taking care of itself, and got humbled very very quickly. Thank you very much, Matt. That's a very nice comment. Matt saying I became an even bigger fan of yours because of this. You are as real as they come. Thank you very much, Matt. No, Ethan, those the figures are just a bunch of Ryback figures, and it's not even all of them. It was just some. Some of them my dogs got a hold of. My dogs chewed up like 4 or 5 of the other ones, but those are wrestling coffee mugs with like Big Boss Man, Legion of Doom. Who else is up there? Legion of Doom, Demolition, Big Boss Man, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan coffee mugs, old school WWF coffee mugs, and that I've had, and then I just have my action figures because the action figures would fall off the shelving sometimes, so that was my way because I used to film the show with a hard cam of the whole podcast studio before I switched to StreamYard, which I love this way better because it like, allows it to be interactive. And if I ever do have guests on again, it's very easy to do interviews this style with that. That was just my way of keeping the figures on the in the shot and keeping them up there from falling down. Appreciate everybody. The badges on Instagram, all the badges and all the everyone on TikTok. TikTok, I see the first comment I see is Ryback is the legendary god of strength. Thank you very much. It's a very nice comment. The legendary god. I am the god of strength. Brandon, I will look into sprouting. I've heard of it on that. I know it's very beneficial. I do want to get a moringa tree. I'm going to plant it early next year in February or March and give it a chance and see if I can grow a moringa tree. There's one more spot I want to put out there. I actually got the people they're coming out. They were supposed to come out Friday. The guy missed his window, and I had to leave. They're coming back out Monday afternoon to do a quote for my vegetable garden. I'm going to do a garden have my turf taken out by the wall, my back wall in my regular backyard, and do a. I got the water line already by the pool area. They would extend the water line and do a vegetable garden in my backyard all the way down just a few feet away from my hot tub. And what I'm probably going to do is get some more trees and to grow in that veg. I'm trying to think what other fruit trees I want to get some big trees though, and I might even do a few more palm trees, something to give me a little more just coverage in that backyard with the neighbors. And there's a certain other tree. What trees are really good to provide? Like one of my neighbors has these great trees that block their whole back wall. Like I can't see into their backyard unless I really go over there and like um, but that's what I would want, and I gotta look, I forget the name of them. There might be a few of those along the back to give me a little more privacy. Because there was when I got my house, there was not supposed to be, any houses built behind me. I was told there was gonna be a road that would sit lower, and they didn't. They ended up building more houses. So I've got 1, 2, 3 houses directly behind my house, and then I've got my neighbor here that I'm on the corner, so I don't have anything that way. But even that, the two-story houses, you could just see the pool area. There's just not the privacy that when I first got the home for a couple years, it was beautiful. First few years, and then they built the other homes, and I just go, oh, that sucks. Thank you very much, John. Have a great day and enjoy if you watch the fights tonight. Hope you have a good time. If not, thank you for swinging by. Noel, thank you very much for the God bless you on your honesty comment. Very nice of you. I'm just able to always be myself, and that's a great part of having my own business and working for yourself. But I've always been that way. I've always been very, I feel like very honest in my approach as far as just talking and whatnot. Ryan asked, "How did I feel after taking that body slam from Big Show?" I would imagine you're talking about from Tough Enough when I was 22. Uh, that was fine. We hadn't even taken a bump yet prior to that, and Big Show actually that I've talked about this before. That moment, I took off my shirt and stepped up to him. That was completely unscripted because nobody knew. We didn't know what was going to happen, and that was just my way of kind of asserting myself with of the other guys of taking charge and like I don't know what's going to happen. He could have punched me. We were just told we can't touch them. We were told if we put a finger on any wrestler, we were done. So you have to remember, I am stepping up into Big Show with no wrestling training at that point, as far as that, but not knowing, and then seeing later him whacking other guys, he very well could have done anything there, and would have been open game, just completely defenseless because we were told that they wouldn't touch us either on the other stuff, right? So like that, it was just a very but that I look back, I was always very proud of myself because I don't I never have like fear of stuff. I don't like worry. I just like do I just whatever. And that was a cool moment. And I'm glad me and Big Show have always gotten along very well. And I'm glad he just did it. He didn't feel the need to slap me like he did Nick Mitchell because that would have sucked. He got his eardrum busted. Hello, hello. Good to see all of you. What do we got going on TikTok? Ah, hey, handsome. Very nice of you. Thank you. That's a very nice comment. Appreciate everybody on Instagram swinging by to the Ryback Show. Jacob asked, "Do you believe feeling good throughout any process is important to attaining what you want?" Yeah, I think it's a huge part of it, and one of the affirmations that I do every day with my affirmations that I do, usually either in the hot tub or in the shower, is ask, believe, feel, work, receive. Ask, believe, feel, work, receive. Ask, believe, feel, work, receive. And because the secret we'll talk about ask, believe, receive. It's ask, believe, feel, work, receive. And work is a very key word in all of that as well. That you got you can still achieve a lot with the right mindset, but you got to do the work also. And typically that will follow if you really do believe. But feel is something and it takes practice at this stuff in feeling good. And we have a choice. Happiness is in our mind and you don't need $1 billion to be happy. Granted, money could gives you options and buys it could give you more freedom and more security and things that can lead to more happiness. But with the right mindset, we could essentially achieve happiness at any point in life if we have the right mindset and approach to things and being grateful, right? And that is something I've gotten much better at. And with my health being gone and getting my health back, I don't take things as for granted as much as I did every day. You know, with my dog and her health and being able to having the 9 disc ruptures and the so early on thinking every time it happens that she's going to lose her, like it's a blessing every day that I get with her that she's healthy. And that's why I cherish my time with my dogs while I'm home and I love them so much. because we've been through so much together on that. I've learned the feeling good in the moment, and no matter what's going on, and there's things that cause us to be unhappy at times, or stressed, or angry. It's taking a step back still, and I go, man, if I would have looked at young me and look at what I have now at 40 years old and what I've achieved, I'd be whoa. And I put myself in check sometimes because I always do want more, and I push myself very hard, and I do believe uh, this health stuff happened to me for me to have a good balance um, of knowing that where I'm going, not to get caught up in that. What sometimes we see people get caught up that have a lot of success, they get caught up in a bad way. I believe I've been forever humbled and grounded with what I've learned, that I can handle a massive level of success, and with responsibility. I feel I'm in a very, very good place to have balance in my life still, and not because I understand my priorities. I understand what makes me happy, and what why I'm doing what I'm doing. Um, and not just get caught up in like in numbers and just get caught up in money, right? And so I feel, and that's where helping people, this again, doing this and offering advice for free for things that people, and answering questions, because I don't have time to do DMs all day long. And so I learned just to do things that make me happy, uh, and I'm just in a good place mentally with it, with everything. No, thank you. I enjoy doing these as well. Like this is a bright spot in the day. This is like a little break in the day almost from what I do, to hop on and to talk to you guys for a bit. It is enjoyable for me as well. Matt says, Ryback, when will you do another whining with the Ryback episode? I really miss those. I was just thinking about that the other day. Um, I think that maybe there's going to be one coming up soon. What I'll do is I'll screenshot some comments. I'll go through and take a look at the comments and grab some funny ones, and do a whining, because I did some live. The whining live is always fun as well, but I also enjoy the old format of filming it and having it edited, and where I just talk and respond to the negative comments. I'll have to see which version. The live is also very fun because it's obviously sarcastic, bully Ryback a little bit, positive sarcastic bully Ryback mix. Whining with the Ryback is a character in itself. Yeah, David, good point. David says any measure of success comes with a bit of suffering. It's just part of it. The trick is finding ways to enjoy the hard parts so it's easier. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I think it's just keep everything in perspective, and I think being grateful really keeps things in check. I'm very good at making decisions too, as far as, at least I would say, on things that make me happy. I don't do a lot of things that if it's going to stress me out. Here's an example. I get like invites to go do like the LA movie thing, I guess what you call Hollywood premieres. I've gotten quite a few of like invites to go do things and be a part of things, and I go, you know what? One, my goals, I know, because I know what I'm doing right now and what I need to do. One, I need to get my shoulder better. I got my back better. I need to get my shoulder better. So anything that takes away from that instantly causes me stress on that, because I know the work I need to do each day, and it's obsessive work to overcome this huge obstacle that I'm nearly have done. Second, my dog Sophie, and like they constant care. And if I'm not, I cherish every minute I have with her. So anytime I'm away from her, I'm stressed with everything. Right. So like I look at things, and then my business and everything I get a lot more done when I keep my schedule. I get my training. So anytime I have to leave or do stuff, that's a disruption with that. So I don't like look. I look at decisions that I make. I'm like, oh, they want to pay for me to come down there for 3 days to LA, and they'll pay for the hotel and the transportation to come be a part of this event. No, that's going to stress me out. I'm not where I want to be in my personal life of what I'm doing, and to get better, that isn't going to help me at all. It's going to add stress. So I don't do it. because I know it makes me happy. Now it might look cool. That might make me look cool though to people, right? But that wouldn't be being true to myself. It would be causing me stress, and it'd be a bunch of BS. So whereas other people go, oh no, I need to be seen. I need to get the pictures of it. That's going to make me look like nope. I don't make decisions like that. And being an entrepreneur, knowing that I'm making money and doing things, I really enjoy that process. I don't need to be, you know, I don't need to look cool or do things. And it's the same thing as far as like going out, and there are a lot of people that like they'll overextend themselves, like, oh, they have friends birthday parties and events and things that they go to all the time, or they go help out people all day long and give up their time all day for nothing. And I go, you're not nowhere near where you want to be in life, yet you provide your services to people for free on things, and you go do things in that where like you wonder why you're not where you want to be. It's because of the decisions you're making on a daily basis. And it's okay to enjoy it and go have a good time, and but it's balance, right? It's like I do my wine one night a week. It's balance. I'm not drinking every single night or going and partying every single night. That wouldn't be beneficial. But a lot of people don't understand that you got to make consciously good decisions very consistently in order to get what you want in life. And those people that do that lifestyle or do that, they're going to be doing that in 10 years. Maybe have a different job, but they're not going to be what the job that they want. Sophie and little guy are with the mother for a portion of the day today. Good to see everybody. Appreciate all of you swinging in. Angela, I don't know, Angela, that question. I would say you do need to go check with a medical professional, and I honestly don't know what to say. How's Phoenix doing? Phoenix is doing well. We talked a while ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, and she's doing very good. We haven't seen her in a while. Probably get together at some point and go get food. Me and her get along very well. She's a very good human being. Granted, she has her job in that field, but her as a person is honestly one of the sweetest, nicest people I've ever met. Thank you very much, Jacob, for that comment. I appreciate you listening, and you never have to take a life is about processing information from the people that, like you said, you decide to process it from, and then in fitting it into your own mold and doing your own thing. And that's kind of what I've done with all these books and all these people, and have the privilege of knowing some very successful people and taking things. And there's certain people I look at, like here's an example, and I love Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone's stuff has been very beneficial for me, by the way. But and Grant has his life and his story, and sometimes Grant can be very, I think, come across like he just more money. But that's what makes him happy and makes him work. And otherwise, he was in doing drugs, and and he's very honest about his past and everything. And so he has a certain mindset that him living that life that he lives and always doing things and on the move and stuff, but he has his family with him most of the time, and he's done things in a position to keep the things that make him happy, and but it makes him happy, and he's explained that if he's not doing that work, he's not happy. Whereas now I'm myself, though, I'm a little bit more balanced approach, where I was like, well, at what point then do you like really like enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? And that's where this process for me has taught me some of that. And there's a balance, but that's what makes him work. And that just what makes him work isn't the exact mold we all need, you know? Because I've talked about this with wealthy people, and this isn't Grant. I don't know Grant at that level on things, but like, so what happens to a lot of people when you start making money too is you start going up in tiers of, sometimes you start hanging around different people. So like you make $1 million, and if when you're a kid you think $1 million is like all the money in the world, and then you make $1 million and you realize it's not that much money, and you're hanging around people that are making $10 million. Like, man, that $10 million is a lot more than this $1 million, and they got like more stuff. So then like that you like start thinking, you need more, and like and then the 10 million, and then now you're hanging around people that have 100 million. You're just like, Jesus. These people have $100 million, like that's, and then the $100 million crowd and people are now all of a sudden you get around a billionaire, and you're just like, okay, this is an entirely different thing. And like, but so, and you constantly or like get into competition mode, and like where you could become obsessed with wanting more and more and more and more and more and more, at the expense of sacrificing a lot of other things, right? But if you have balance and you're doing what you want to do, and you just happen to be making more money through good financial decisions and whatnot, right? That's a little different than if you're just like, oh, this I got to do better because I want to be on this list this year, and you're making your decisions for something that's not staying true to yourself. And I've learned that because I experienced it early on, where oh man, I just where you make decisions that aren't true to yourself or for your best interest, because you're going for more in a bad way at the expense of good things. So that's where I've really feel I have a very good balance in my life. And like at the end of the day, like I think too with people, like, do you need to be the richest person in the world, or can you have $100 million and be like really content, or have $50 million and make good financial decisions that makes you money? You're not going to die the richest person in the world, but you could do tremendous good, and live a very happy, great life, right? So there's levels to all of this, and everyone's different on that. But at the end of the day, like you process information from these people. There's other people I like, and I don't like certain things about them, but I like certain aspects of them, and I could take that and apply it to what I'm doing without the negative part that I perceive as negative, anyways. But that is what I perceive as negative is maybe a positive in their life. So it's just all a matter of balance, and taking things in stride, and finding the people that you resonate with that give you motivation. And you might like certain things about me, and not you might not like certain things about me. That's fine. But focus on the things that you do like, that you could take and apply to your life that can help you. And that's what the hungry mindset's all about. I've never done my stupid head slap too hard. No. Jose, thank you. Jose says, I can't wait till you reach 400,000 subs on YouTube, big guy. Don't stop doing what you do. Your videos motivate me and other people. Too, thank you very much, Jose Lopez, buddy. Always appreciate you coming in here. Yeah, we're about to hit 390,000, and I'm hoping we get to 400 is probably going to come early January, unless we get an uptick here, and which is possible. It's kind of leveled off again from the recent surge we had. So, but yeah, 400,000 is right around the corner. I can't wait. I really do want to get to 1 million. It has not been easy. It is definitely slowed from what it was, but we're continuing to grow. We grow every month, and I know I'm very blessed to have the following that I do on all the platforms. I wished I got more views on a lot of the stuff, but until the stuff with WWE is finished, and I don't see that stuff. It's completely corrupt what's going on, and it's 100% illegal. I don't care what anyone says about private companies. What they're doing is illegal. Nobody should be getting suppressed on social media. Nobody. They have no, they just should. It's a very dangerous thing when that occurs, like we've talked about earlier. So but I'm optimistic it doesn't stop me. I continue to post, and I look at it as a slingshot getting pulled back, and I have all this content now for years that will just surge when I'm back and everything is worked out. Very good, man. And I think we'll end on that. Working from home has had me lose some motivation. Um, but I'm trying to find things to aspire to. On the plus side, I'm making good money, and my diet has been about 90% plant based. That's fantastic, man. And you focus on the things that are good, and you got to look at, you go, okay, you're working from home, you're losing some motivation. Maybe you need to get out a little more, and like you're home a little too much, right? And again, with everything going on with the world, there's a lot of people and I dealt with this when I left wrestling and went through my injuries, kind of had to just heal. And I was in quarantine before COVID was a thing, essentially, just with my lifestyle. And I'm very good. I thrive on being alone though, also, and I use my time very beneficial in a beneficial way for myself. But it is good to be around people. That's why I like to get out sometimes and go do things. It is good to be seen, and it's good to be around people in certain situations. And it's life is energy, and just being around other energy can uplift us and motivate us, especially if you go meet a friend for coffee and you just go sit outside in some nice weather. You go into a different setting. It can really work wonders. And I think that if you have a couple things that you add into your day, whether it's going for a walk in the park for half an hour a few times a week, or getting some extra gym sessions in, making some time for that if you're not already, or whatever it may be, I think could be very beneficial to your mindset. And again, if you're plant based 90% of the time, it looks sounds like you're making some good diet decisions. And like I said, fix our food, we fix our mood as well. You're eating better, fix that last 10%, feel even better, right? So you're doing the right things, man. Power from part 10. Thank you for the super chat. Ryback here in Australia, you need the vaccination to work, so I had to get it with little choice, but I can't go without work money. Do you have any advice? Yeah, no, I'm very sorry for everything going on over there, and I'm not following it to a T. I know I've heard enough. I follow it. I highly recommend everyone follow Russell Brand on here. I believe he has the best news network of providing information with a very open mindset. And he talks a little bit of what's going on over there. And um, it's insanity to me with everything going on all of it. And I feel for you, man. Uh, I just, I'd pop an aspirin every day and keep your blood. That helps with blood, keeping the blood a little thinner. And granted, always seek medical supervision when taking anything, but an aspirin a day has shown to have a lot of heart healthy benefits. I I feel for everyone, man. That has gotten it, that doesn't want to get it, that essentially being forced to get it. It and again, I'm pro-choice on everything, and I think that there's so many other options, and I think people have been misled and lied to for far too long on all of this. I think just try to keep a positive mindset and make healthy decisions in every other area, and it's the thing that upsets me is that there's no long-term studies, and a lot of the deaths that we had early on could have been prevented had they been treated with the medications that were proven to work already, instead of not being denied those medications and told to sit at home until they were essentially on their deathbed. This whole thing has been handled very poorly with that, and it's again try to stay positive minded more often than not. But it's upsetting to see what's going on. And there's always been good in this world. There's always been a lot of evil, and I do believe what's going on is very evil right now. And but the people, I do believe will rise above, and I think in all we're just at an interesting point in life in general with everything, because capitalism for bad has had they had a hell of a run. I think a lot of people have woken up to the chaos that we actually and the lies that we have been living in, and everything going on with the whole trial with the Epstein thing. I think that quite frankly is there's a lot more to that than it's all going to come out. There's no hiding in this day and age what they're trying to hide. It's going to come out, and the celebrities that were involved, and the government officials and powerful people in this world. People will not stand and when we find out as a whole what has been going on. I feel like there's going to be some changes. Um, and the fact that that's not being covered is all we need to know to the level it should be being covered. It's crazy. But I think that I think that all of this is kind of like there's a lot going on, but I am optimistic that good is going to prevail because there are far more good people in the world than bad, and we just need all the good people to unite and stay strong together. And I think we're going to overcome everything at the end of the day. good always wins at the end of the day. The truth, and good always wins at the end of the day, and the truth always comes out at some point. It might not come out at first, but it will ultimately always come out. And I think that's going to be the case for the situation. But try to remain optimistic, man, and focus on the things that can make you happy in the moment. And I'm sorry for everything going on over there. And I could say if they ever try anything like that here, I think there would be an all-out deal breakout. I don't see that ever. Just with the people here, where there's too many proud Americans, and I hope for you guys over there, man. It's just craziness. And with that, guys, we're gonna wrap up today's show. I gotta get some more stuff done here as I'm fasting. Uh, we do got one more super chat as well. Thank you very much, Life of Daz, just sending over good vibes, wishing you and your family a Merry Christmas. You as well. Much respect. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, buddy. And I greatly, greatly appreciate all the love and support. Thank you. Jake, good to see you again, buddy. Always appreciate you popping in. Hope you're doing well. And life is good. Everyone's ready for the holidays here with everything. As always, this show, Feed Me More Nutrition, guys, feedmemore.com, free shipping, domestic shipping all of December. So check out, we have 13 different supplements for men and women. And you get a free drawstring Feed Me More Nutrition gym bag, and sign up for my email and text messages. That's the best way. You get 25% off and free shipping, domestic shipping, and a free gift. Save huge right now over on feedmemore.com. Have a great rest of Saturday, guys. I'll try to get on for a Sunday live tomorrow, hopefully. But if not, I'll probably see you then on Monday if I'm not able to. And enjoy the UFC fights if you watch them tonight, and stay safe. Until next time, stay hungry. Feed me